on the least busy shopping days. And I have young children, and when I go out with them, I leave them in the car. If they cannot be at home, I leave them in the car. I do not take them into public spaces.
So there were a lot
So
of panic.
I wasn't panicking. I was just anxious and a bit scared.
Okay. All right. Thank you very, very much.
You're welcome.
Yes. Terry Ann, do you want to add on that quickly? Terry Ann.
Hello.
Terry Ann, you're hearing me?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You're hearing me?
Yes. No, I'm asking you just to share your experience on COVID-19 when it impacted us. What were your thoughts? What were you thinking? How did you react to the reality of it hitting Jamaica?
For me, my word, just I have been terrified.
You're a bit
For
low.
you're hearing me now?
Yes, much better. Thank you.
Yes, I said for me it was terrified. I was terrified, right?
Mm-hmm.
I basically I still gone out to like shopping because yes, I have kids and all of that. But I make sure, as the person before say that you would like strategize the things and the movement. I basically do that also, right? And honestly, I am still scared. Trust me, because even the cases that we are getting recently, it still make me be a bit scared.
Okay. All right. Yes. So people, we are COVID-19 has caused a paradigm shift, and our lives, our livelihood, everything has now been thrown out of balance. And the question that a lot of persons are asking is, when will we return to normal? One of the questions that I ask myself is, what will be our new normal? Because we are now seeing where millions or thousands, if I should correct myself, thousands has died. I don't know if it reached millions as yet, but when you calculate the numbers, and a lot of us maybe also believe that the numbers that we are getting is still not correct. So it has impacted our lives in a negative way. Thousands has been sent home because of the hotel industry that has been shut down. A lot of persons' lives, dreams, plans has been interrupted. Our entertainment industry has been interrupted because of this monstrous virus, and people are even finding it very hard to cope. A lot of persons are complaining about being home, and can't go about their regular lives and stuff. But trust me, for the last couple of days, or if I could say for last week, let me say welcome to those who are just joining us. We are in our first discussion of COVID-19. Also, this is a 40-minute um, talk show, so if we cut out, then that's the reason why. So I'm trying to see if we can do this and wrap up before our time is up. All right, so welcome and thank you for coming. Yes, so our lives has been interrupted, and a lot of us are not treating it well. I have been in the streets on numerous occasions, and I've seen persons going about like it's a regular day, no social distancing, they're not wearing any mask. I see people talking in each other's face, and I mean, we know what can happen in the midst of that. All right, so without any further ado, I have Stephney Baker on. here with us tonight, who is a personal friend of mine, and she's a nurse by profession. And she is our guest tonight, and she will be sharing with us the impact that COVID-19 can have on us if we contract the virus, and also the psychological drawback that can occur. Stephanie, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Good night, guys.
All right, thank you for coming, Stephanie. Over to you.
For reasons of you're welcome. For reasons of anonymity, I will be keeping my video. I am a registered nurse, but not only that, I also work with the COVID-19 team, which means that I have direct contact with the COVID-19 patients.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, hi.
One of the biggest things that I'm not hiding, but I have to take the necessary safety protocols because I have met discrimination from persons who once they know that that's what I am my current assignment.
Wow. Okay.
Yes, so it is a thing that we have had to be dealing with as healthcare professionals.
Yes.
But just take the chip on our shoulder and move right along.
Okay.
One of the main effects that we have seen so far over the last couple of months from our positive cases is the mental effects. Because the virus is still pretty new, and each week, each day, you hear about a new symptom, or you hear about some new complication being developed, and for that reasons, a lot of persons are quite fearful and scared, and very much skeptical. I remember about a month, or probably in May, when we had the Alarico cluster outbreak. We had the majority of those cases here in Montego Bay at a location of the hospital property, and it wasn't easy. It was a total, I think we had around 60 cases there, plus 5 nurses on staff and other support staff with us. And I'm telling you, I was there for a total of 22 days. 2 days away from my home, away from my personal life, away from everything that I'm accustomed to. And apart from having to do my routine day-to-day rounds to ensure that everybody, was okay, the psychological effects were so great. Persons, when we took over the facility, we took it over, I think, May 5th, and persons were there at least 3, and some persons 2 weeks prior. So can you imagine being at an isolation facility, being locked away for over a month for some of them?
I don't want to cut you, but how has that been going for you though, mentally, as someone who is working up close and personal with the patients? How do you handle that mentally?
Wow, it's not as hard now, but while I was away at that facility, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie to you, it was really rough. There were days when you wanted to just step out into the general populace. You wanted to see the outside of that facility. And, it just helped us to really appreciate more what the clients were experiencing, because they had to be confined to their rooms. They had to be confined to their rooms. So it was hard on them. We had to have a lot of extensive counseling sessions for them.
Mm-hmm.
There were times when clients would call the nursing phone and made threats to commit suicide because they just got another positive test result, and they've been there for a month. They want what's happening with them, why they can't get better, and it was really a lot of psychological effects. We had one and two pregnant persons who were there, and they wanted to abort the child. Would have been on their unborn child and stuff like that. So it was a lot. And then even at the time too, we didn't have much information to say, okay, these would be the effects and so on and so forth, because the virus is still pretty new, and as we go along, we're learning more and more and more about it. Now, in terms of some of the lasting physical effects, they are still not sure what the long-term effects are, but from what we have gathered from data so far, some of these long-term effects include the shortness of breath still. So persons who have been infected, even with recovery, they'll still from time to time experience the shortness of breath because it does destroy the lung capacity. They also have the residual fatigue.
Okay.
Another thing that I've heard persons complain of lots, the residual fatigue, the lack of taste sense in the mouth, and stuff like that. So those are some of the effects that we've had so far in terms of post COVID patients. We're not fully sure what these long, as in 10 years from now, what will the effects be. But from what we can assume, these persons will probably be at higher risk for reinfection, and also based on the severe inflammation of the lungs, we are expecting that these persons could possibly be at higher risk for lung cancer and stuff. So those are some of the things that we're presuming that could be, some of the effects.
All right, thank you. So you are watching. Wow, that's that is just so I'm just soaking it in. You are watching Power Tower Fridays, and this is our new talk show where we will be discussing live issues that is affecting us as a nation, as a people.
Good night. Can I ask a question?
Sure.
Nurse, so what do you guys use to treat it? Is there any treatment for it?
Good question. One of the things that we have been doing mainly at the hospital is treating the symptoms, right? And trying to have prophylactic treatment for persons who have mild symptoms. So for persons who are having mild symptoms, those persons, they come in and we do a full assessment of them, chest x-ray to see what the lungs look like, heart test, and blood works. We also give them medications that alleviate mild symptoms like the coughing and the fatigue and stuff like that. Persons who are more critical now, we have to definitely just treat those persons based on their based on the severity of the symptoms, IV medications as needed. There is a risk for bacterial infection, so we do treat with antibiotics as well because of the inflammation in the lungs. There is also a risk for pulmonary edema, which is a major complication, which is what usually kills them. So we usually offer a lot of respiratory support in terms of oxygen care, and we try not to go for invasive intubation, that is the machine that they put them on to breathe.
The ventilating machine.
Trying to do the non-invasive route versus the invasive route, so that would prevent further swelling in the airway and the
Oh,
lung. So
okay.
that is one of the things that we have been doing to treat so far.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
thank
I'm gonna
you.
have to run now, Raymond. So before I go, I just want to encourage everybody to continue to observe the protocols if they haven't been observing them, and encourage persons to observe the protocols, because as it is, we have closed some of our isolation facilities. We don't have the capacity to continue this rigid fight that we started. So
Wow.
it's up to the citizens now to
To take.
heed the warnings and take matters in their own hands to,
Hmm.
safeguard themselves, their families, their loved ones.
All right. Thank you
Okay.
so much, Nurse Baker. Do better, and